Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Kathy Luker, a CPA and owner of Blue Harbor Consulting. If you own an HVAC, construction, or other project-based business, this series, Building the Elite Contractor, Financial Mastery for Scalable Growth, was built for you. Today's topic is one of the most important pieces of financial control in any growing company, the CFO's secret weapon, mastering cash flow in a project-driven business. Because here's the truth. You can have record-breaking sales and strong profits on paper, but if your cash is tied up in open jobs, retainage, or unpaid invoices, you're not in control. So if you've ever wondered, where did all the money go, even after a busy month, this session is for you. So let's start with why cash flow was every CFO's number one focus. Profit is what you earn, but cash is what keeps your doors open. You can't pay payroll, vendors, or taxes with profit on paper. You pay with cash in the bank. In a project-based business, cash flow swings constantly. You buy materials weeks before billing. Crews get paid every Friday. Customers hold back final payments for inspections or retainage. All of that means your business is front-funding every job unless you intentionally manage timing. A CFO's goal is simple: keep the cash curve ahead of the cost curve. So that means forecasting, monitoring, and adjusting before the bank account gets tight. Let's visualize a cash flow cycle for a typical project-driven business. It starts with you quoting or bidding a job, which is zero cash out. You order materials and schedule crews. Cash starts going out. You do the work. You have payroll, fuel, and subs, increasing your cash outflow. You invoice the client. This is cash inflow, but you might wait 30 or 60 days to get paid. That time gap between money out and money in is your cash gap. If you don't plan for it, it will control you. Top contractors shorten that gap by aligning payment schedules with expenses, and that's exactly how a CFO thinks. The CFO approach to cash flow comes down to 3 steps. Number 1 is visibility. Know exactly what's coming in and going out. Number 2 is forecasting. Look 13 weeks ahead, not just at this week's balance. And 3 is control. Use that information to make better, faster decisions. Visibility means having a live view of receivables, payables, payroll, and job cost. Forecasting means projecting them forward weekly. And control means deciding before you run short of cash, not after. When you combine all 3, you turn cash flow from a reactive chaos into a predictable rhythm. Now let's talk about the CFO's secret weapon, the 13-week cash flow forecast. Think of it like a pilot's flight plan. You can't fly safely if you only look at your fuel gauge once a month. Now here's how it works. List your starting cash balance. Add every expected inflow from customer payments, progress draws, rebates, refunds. Subtract every outflow such as payroll, vendor bills, taxes, rent, and loan payments. Do it week by week for the next 13 weeks and update it every Friday. So why 13 weeks? Because it covers 1 full quarter. Enough time to catch every payroll, every billing cycle, and every tax payment. CFOs live by this forecast. It shows exactly when cash will tighten, so you can move resources, delay non-essentials, or accelerate billing before it becomes a crisis. Let's look at the 5 biggest cash flow killers I see in project-driven businesses. Number 1 is slow billing, waiting until the end of the month instead of billing at milestones. Number 2 is unapproved change orders. Work is completed but never invoiced. Number 3 is over-ordering materials. Cash is tied up in inventory that's not earning a return. 4 is late collections, past due receivables with no follow-up process. And 5 is unmonitored overhead spending, subscriptions, marketing, or leases renewed automatically without review. Any one of these can choke cash outflow, but together they can drain 6 figures a year without you realizing it. The fix starts with awareness. Once you can see these leaks weekly, you can plug them quickly. So let me give you a real-world example, because this happens more often than you'd think. A construction company was doing about $6 million in annual revenue. On paper, they were profitable. Their income statement looked strong every quarter. But every few weeks, they were maxing out their line of credit just to cover payroll. When we built a 13-week cash flow forecast, the problem jumped off the page. They were paying suppliers in 15 days, but collecting from clients in 45. That 30-day gap meant they were constantly front funding $300,000 to $400,000 in working capital. 3 changes were made. They adjusted the client billing schedules to include deposits and mid-project draws, negotiated 30-day terms with key vendors, and reviewed job schedules to spread out major purchases instead of clustering them. Within 30 days, their line of credit balance dropped by half, and within 6 months, they were operating from cash rather than debt. The owner told me that's the first time in years he could breathe between jobs. Now, that's a kind of transformation that comes from managing cash like a CFO. Now, you don't need a big ERP system to manage cash flow effectively. Here are a few tools I recommend to my clients. QuickBooks Online or Enterprise Projects. Track inflows and outflows by job, and you see profitability in real time. Reach Reporting or Fathom. Build visual cash dashboards tied directly to your accounting data. Google Sheets or Excel is perfect for your first 13-week cash forecast. It's simple and flexible. ClockShark or QuickBooks Time ties labor directly to jobs, so payroll projections stay accurate. The key isn't the tool, it's the habit. A simple forecast updated every week will outperform a fancy system that no one maintains. So once your cash flow is visible, you can use it strategically. And here's what that looks like. You schedule large equipment purchases during strong cash months. You build a reserve account equal to at least 1 payroll cycle and 1 month of overhead. It's even better if you can increase that to a 3-month reserve over time. You set target collection times and measure your AR days every Friday. You know exactly how much cash you need to start a new project before saying yes. That's how CFOs think. Cash flow isn't a report, it's a strategy. And when you master that strategy, growth stops being scary. You're expanding with confidence, not guessing. So let's test where your business stands today. Do you review cash weekly or only when the balance gets low? Do you have a 13-week forecast you can update in 10 to 15 minutes? Can you predict when cash will tighten before it happens? Do your payment terms with clients and vendors align? Do you have at least 1 payroll and 1 month of overhead saved as a cushion? If you hesitated on any of these, that's your next opportunity. Each small improvement compounds into stronger control and less stress. So here's your takeaway for today. Profit keeps score, but cash flow keeps you in the game. The CFO's secret weapon is, you guessed it, visibility, knowing what's coming before it hits. And the tool that makes that possible is your 13-week forecast. So if you'd like help setting up a customized cash flow system for your business, that's exactly what we do at Blue Harbor Consulting. We'll build your forecast, tie it to your accounting data, and show you how to use it to make confident financial decisions. You can book a free 45-minute consultation using the link in the comments or on our website. Now, next week's topic is your numbers, your command center, building dashboards that drive profitable decisions. So don't miss it, as it builds right on top of today's session. So thanks for watching today, and remember, predictable cash flow creates powerful decisions. See you next week, same time, same place.